Howdy people, it's Friday, May the 16th, and we're just kicking off the long weekend. The time right now is 5:35 p.m. and the temperature, according to my phone, is 27 degrees Celsius. Well, according to my Apple phone, it's 27 degrees Celsius, and according to my Google phone, it is 26 degrees. I see Madano in the chat, Jellybean, Divyesh, Alex, Alicia Lewis, Stephanie Gray, Mark M, Mr. D in the squad, Marge, Jasmine, Hal Walker, Yahya, John Nicholson, Denise Nesbitt, Jasmine, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights, Ryan, and I'm sure I've read some names already, Riley Reed, Mr. Nair. Thank you so much for tuning in. Jeanette says, hi Johnny and Pals, will be working or lurking while working. Isaac is here. Thanks for tuning in to this live stream. There I am, all ready to go. It's bloody hot today. I was in the apartment all day. I just had no idea it was this hot. I had the air conditioning running. I had the balcony door shut. I had my blinds up for most of the day. So what a very nice day. And this is also going to be a test because I've been streaming in 4K lately. This stream is in 4K 60. But I haven't streamed in temperatures like this at this resolution. So we're going to see if the camera's going to overheat. So if the stream just dies or cuts out, that's what happened. And I apologize for that in advance. But we got to push the limits to see what I can get away with. And we're here at Dundas Square. This is Yonge and Dundas. We'll be streaming, whoa, I just got really dizzy all of a sudden. We'll be streaming for a little over an hour or so. I hope to make a video after this and then catch the Leaf game after that, but let's just soak in some of the good weather here at Dundas Square. Catherine says hello to your son David from his mom in Ireland. Enjoy the long weekend. Enjoy it indeed. And the Leafs play tonight at 8. This flute playing guy has had me busted for copyright before. Hopefully there's enough competing noises to drown everything out. And there is the soon to be renamed to TMU station entrance to Dundas station. I don't really agree with that move, but it is what it is. So I think we're gonna go west. We're going to be walking directly into the sun. If that turns out to be problematic for the camera and the exposure, we can change directions. This is Yonge and Dundas. There's always a lot of busking and activity going on. And the scramble crossing begins. Good evening, Jeffrey Wu. John Burke is here, hello. And thanks to everyone who tuned in last night for a live stream I did with Ken from Stridesland. It was kind of an interesting and very different and pretty fun to do live stream. Thank you so much to everyone who tuned into that. I'm trying to talk over that. Oh, probably not going to get copyrighted. That guy is performing what appears to be an original. It is hard to see. Maybe we can get into the shade a little bit. But this is west on the south side of Dundas Street West. Walking alongside the north end of the Eaton Center. Johnny B says lots of action. Maybe we'll just stick to Dundas and keep going west. Let's get that wide angle off. Billy T says that was fun. I was playing with my setup a little bit, and I got the lighting from my home to look a little better with the camera. I was able to figure out how to stream with manual settings. I also worked on the audio a little bit, so it should be a fair bit better if we ever decide to do that again. As we look into Joey, but we are fighting the sun. Maybe walking west was not the best idea. Yeah, maybe we should go south. I had plans to walk west and just keep going west all the way towards Roncy. But the camera is just kind of fighting the exposure from the sun. Let's get away from that flickering. It is practically summer as we look south down Bay Street. Yeah, we're gonna go south here. Change of plans. Get my camera in the cool a little bit. Well, I guess if it doesn't overheat, that'll be good news. As we'll be able to stream at this high resolution more often in the summer. Any tips for a Brit moving to Toronto next month? And you don't know anyone, where, how you could meet people, Matt? Join a club, join some groups. There's lots going on in the city. Mike Landry, $2. Hey, Johnny and everyone in the chat as we get a view of people coming south on Bay Street. Thank you, Mike Landry. Greetings to you. Hope you're having a wonderful day over on the East Coast. We're certainly having good weather today in this part of the world. You might as well swing through Nathan Phillips Square. Orion says, I'm hungry, let's eat. You're hungry, I'm hungry. I had shredded wheat for lunch. I had a small protein smoothie after my workout as well. I'm running on an empty belly as well. There's a Marriott. I think that's a Courtyard. If the Leafs win tonight, there's going to be fireworks. I don't know if the celebrations will be that big. If they win a game 7, that'll blow the lid off the city, but they're kind of just trying to claw their way to survive another day tonight. Florida just dressed them down and embarrassed them a few nights back.
It's a long weekend. It's going to be last that last year.
We'll go up on the walkway and get a look around. Phillips Square. Oh, but it's nice walking in the shade. Corvette action. Mike Landry says, cloudy here all weekend, unfortunately. Great home stream with Ken yesterday. Mike Landry. Sorry to hear it's all cloudy there. I'm sure the good weather will be on its way soon. And thank you so much for the $5 and the compliments on yesterday's very sus live stream. If there was a key takeaway from yesterday's live stream, it's that Ken is a fan of Domino's. I hadn't had Domino's in months. Yeah, he says I want to be careful tonight as we're getting some strong storms. Does that require care? I will be at my apartment watching the Leafs try to hang on. I highly doubt we're going to get hit by any storms within the next hour. Oh, there's a bunch of food trucks set up here. What's this all about? Medano, $20 for some drinks for the Leafs game tonight. Cheers. Thank you so much, Medano. That is definitely appreciated, and that will be put to good use. Thank you for the super chat and for all the great work as a mod. I don't know what festival this is. They're playing some music over there. This is the Halal Bites Festival. We've got Sweet Sips Company. Some lemonade. I feel like I'm at a shitty club from 15 years ago with this music playing. That's Nashville chicken with a Canadian flag. Chicken tenders and fries. We got poutine, smash burger, and more. What they should have done was set up some umbrellas at these tables. Ooh, my phone is getting hot. This might be bad news. Let's just see how long it hangs on. Stop design print with precision. So I think this is all part of that Halal Bites Festival. Let's go up to the walkway and get a view of things. If my phone does shut down due to overheating, I'll try to revive it. Let's see if I can bring the stream back to life at a lower resolution. Baba Bomb is here. Not Baba Ram, Baba Bomb. Bob says, you lovely folks are some of the nicest on the internet. I would agree. Why just the internet? Why not just nicest folks, period? Vivian says, last night's stream was good. More in the future, I hope. I rewatched it while I was doing some work today. I would say the first like 20, 30 minutes were kind of awkward. But once we found our footing, things seem to go a lot more smoothly. Vidyesh says, will adjusting the resolution down help with overheating? Yes, tremendously. But I haven't yet had it overheat at 4K. And you could fry an egg on my iPhone right now. So we'll have to see. Someone probably took their coat off because it's so damn hot, and then they just left it. Oopsie doopsie. There's a big German Shepherd. Look at that thing. Tell me that dog wouldn't like a sip of the water right now. Hey, there's a dude vlogging. I wonder if he can see me. Get them all self-conscious. He's doing it on a Galaxy Ultra phone in vertical mode. Instant loss of all your credibility for filming in vertical. Dog must weigh like 95 pounds. Ah, it's a big guy. Oh, it's gone. All right, let's go jump into the shade. That's the Halal Bites Festival. Hey, we are at 371 viewers. Thank you guys so much. Alex, how's it going?
Long time no see, man. How you been?
Good. How are you?
Oh, wow. I literally just noticed you're live because I was at the Hudson's Bay store. I was doing like a quick video there, and then I pop into my subscription feed. You were like right next door, so that was just an unintentional thing. Well,
Awesome.
Yeah. Wow, it's a very hot outside. Nice summer-like day.
Yeah, I can barely see my screens.
Yeah.
That's Alex, and here are some food trucks.
Yeah. Wow. Glad to be wearing the shorts like everybody else. It's and also a happy long weekend. all the viewers out there.
Check the jacket pockets to see if it belongs to anyone. There might be a wallet with identification hash. Yeah, I'm gonna let fate handle that one. Hopefully no one left anything important there. Maybe a good Samaritan will come along. We've already left it. So since it's so hot and I want to avoid walking west, I think I'm gonna go south for a bit.
Oh, that's where I'm heading. Because I'm going to, notice I have the Leafs jersey on. I'm going to Scotiabank Arena. They're having a watch party for Game 6 of the
Yep, at Maple Leaf
series.
Square.
Yes, so...
Shouldn't you be in line for that already?
No. I'm not exactly going to the tailgate. Like, the arena itself, it's having, like, an indoor watch party. It's, like, literally inside the arena. And the gates don't open until 7. So I'm just chilling around here. But, yeah, hopefully this won't be the end of them.
And there's a look at Old City Hall. Carl says 25C in Drago currently. All right, so we're gonna go south here just to stay in the shade, and I'm probably gonna stay on the west side of Bay Street.
Yeah, we need like a little break.
We're in the financial district here.
Oh man.
Nick says last night's stream was different and interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
We got
very
a-
interesting.
we got a lot of interesting comments on that. I haven't been through my comments in quite a while, but we'll probably revisit that at some point. Rohit says, go south to Harborfront, please. I was just at Harborfront, but it's such a nice day, and I'm avoiding walking west, so maybe I'll have to do that as we get to Richmond Street.
I totally agree. It's definitely fitting that we go down to the water, especially it's like.
And there's a look to the east and west, and there's a streetcar rolling. Nick says, shout out to all the wonderful mods. Indeed, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I have to stop every once in a while just to read my screens because the sun's so bright. And there's another streetcar rocking.
Both of those are in order at some point. I'll report back.
I wouldn't know that.
So we're going south down Bay. Minister says it was like watching the Jimmy Neutron X Fairly Odd Parents crossover.
It was pretty interesting having Ken over yesterday. I was lurking like over half the stream. You guys got getting pizza. Wow, interesting stuff from Ken yesterday too.
Yeah, it was just an idea that came to mind,
Yeah,
so we thought we would do it.
yeah, it was a.
Chris G says, I think I might come into tomorrow and visit the Harborfront. What's the weather going to be tomorrow? Let's take a look here. According to my phone, tomorrow's going to be a high of 18, a low of 12 with some thunderstorms, so it's not going to quite be as nice. Sunday is going to be a high of 15, and the Monday, which this is a long weekend, is going to be 14. So it's... Unfortunately, if you're chasing summertime weather, this would be the best time to do that. As we get to Adelaide Street, there's a 504 King Street car.
Yeah.
I believe they're avoiding the intersection of King and Church.
Yeah, they're doing they're literally replacing like a 142-year-old water main. So 504 streetcars are going to be diverting from here, presumably throughout the summer. Hey, Alicia, all the way to the other side of the world. Sheeta, Marge. Who else said hi to me? Mary. Yes. Nakia, Vivian, Madano.
It says Scorcher. Greetings, Tripod. There's the St. Regis. I have a video walking through there at some point. And Murphy. Perhaps. There's Alex.
Again, hello to all viewers.
I don't think they can hear. My mic's over here.
Yeah,
and I've got the wind-
because I was saying a bunch of names there in the chat, so hopefully y'all were able to hear me on this side. What a great start to the long weekend. It's feeling like summer.
So we're in the financial district, heading down towards King Street in a few blocks. Walking right alongside the place where I used to work, First Canadian Place.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna head under the shade here. And just at the corner, there used to be an amazing view of the CN Tower that has disappeared.
Yeah, unfortunately. I really love that view from the corner. Very photogenic.
Carl Roth says there's still many units available at the St. Regis. Well, it was built by Talon, and it was licensed, or they were licensing the Trump brand. And I think a lot of people were suing them back then. So that building has had a rocky history to it. And then when the Trump brand sold it, it became the St. Regis, which I think is run by the Marriott Group. So the hotel side of things is really well run. And I'm not sure about the condo side. And there's what used to be an awesome view, all that's left of it. Rory says, I just booked flights to Toronto for September. Go Oilers. Rory,
Nice.
good stuff.
Yeah, come
I
on
hope
down
you
here.
enjoy Toronto. And there's a look along the King Street Canyon. Carl says, you're used to the TD, used to work at the TD Towers at 77 King Avenue West. Instagram First Canadian Place on Friday for lunch at the Louisiana Purchase. That was in the building, so good. I think that place is gone, right? Roy says, Dublin to Toronto, return flight for £313. That is ridiculous. I had a deal come up for a flight to Brazil and back for like $600 or so today, and I contemplated pulling the trigger on it. It was a YYZ deal. But stupid me doesn't have my passport in order. Yeah, Lisa, just the something indeed. Oh, there's a nice breeze right now.
Oh yeah.
And my phone has cooled down significantly, so good news on that front. We got the old Toronto Stock Exchange right here. They've moved north to Adelaide. And we're approaching Wellesley. There's Alex wearing the Maple Leafs hat. Don't you have a Blue Jays hat sometimes?
No. Actually, I had one when
Or
I
maybe
was
that's
little.
Liam I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Also, it's Wellington, not Wellesley, by the way. Wellesley.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Wellesley.
Brain fart.
Far from
Josephine says your passport expires in 2026. You generally want to get it renewed before 6 months before it expires. Classic Toronto drivers.
Exactly.
Chris Mills is here. Greetings, Chris Mills. Lisa digs that skirt. I wasn't even paying attention. Well, my original plan was to keep going west and finish up around College and Dundas. And then I was going to make a video through Roncesvalles, but we were battling a nasty glare walking west on Dundas, so I decided to head south, and that's why we're going in this direction.
It's really annoying.
Lisa's passport expires in 2034. It's been an odd day. I've seen some people in like full-on winter coats, and it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, I agree. I was at my bus stop, and I literally saw a lady wearing like a black coat. I was like, how the hell could you wear that right now? And it's like high of 32. Quite odd.
Greetings, Wesley. Good to see you here.
Hey, Wesley. All the way in Rhode Island.
Probably see my reflection in the window. Lisa says we'll see that well into summer. I haven't seen a Canada Goose jacket today, but I did see one the last time it was in the mid-20s, which was kind of nuts. Either I got Kazmat or, yeah, I think Kazmat's got it. You can end the question right there. I'm excited to see Patchy Mix fight in UFC. He's always one of the best 135ers. There's the view of the tower. Lisa says I'm not built for the heat. I burn if you glance at the sun. Greetings from Copenhagen. Yeah, I forgot to wear any sunscreen today. Oops. There's a lot of people out there chilling. All right, let's go see what's going on at Scotiabank Arena, I guess. The live stream I started a few days ago started right here.
I was thinking about this.
Yo, everything is like low.
All right, inside or outside?
Let's want to do inside.
Sure.
Yep. Got a quick break from all the.
Greetings, Simons Gordon. Oh, it's nice and air conditioned. Greetings, Mary W. John O'Meara. I'm not sure when I'll go live next. Maybe Sunday or Monday. Probably Sunday night over on the Stumbles channel at 8 p.m. or so. Or maybe I'll take Sunday off and push it to Monday. I'm not sure. But if you subscribe and hit the bell, it will notify you when I'm live next.
Well, the Leafs win tonight. They're going to force a game 7, which would be here on Sunday. So.
Yeah, a Sunday night game. Maybe we'll push the Stumble stream to Monday night if that's the case.
Yeah. Of course.
Greetings, Claudia M. Long time no see. And this is going to be a zoo in a couple of hours. We're at the building formerly known as the ACC, now Scotiabank Arena. Tonight, Panthers versus Maple Leafs.
Sure. I'm going to be in the building the next 45 minutes, right when the gates open.
There's a lot of cops out front. I think what we're going to do is cut through the building in a moment. SG says the Leafs will get their ass kicked tonight. Well, they sure did a few nights ago. It says if they force a game 7. Yeah, they are big underdogs tonight. They're like plus 234 on the betting lines. So if you think they're going to win, they'll make a good bet. But if you're betting for the Panthers, you don't stand to make very much, but you'll probably win that. And that Raptor is no longer here. Lisa says optimism is not it this evening. Yeah, I don't think they're going to win tonight, to be honest. I hope they do. But they're up against a team probably nobody is going to beat.
Yeah, people say that a lot. I don't know.
I really think the NHL screwed up with their new playoff format. How many times do we have to see the Kings get bounced by the same team? 4 in a row?
Yeah, I
And we
agree.
always see the Leafs run into the Panthers.
They should have reverted back to like the 1 versus 8 format, similar to how the NBA uses it.
Just let the chips fall where they may. Just rank the playoffs based on the
Exactly.
final standings. It is really stupid what the NHL has done. I don't think anybody likes it, but here we are.
Nobody does. Wild card system just makes no freaking sense.
If I was an LA Kings fan, I would be giving up on hockey. But here's where the party's going to be.
Yep.
And hopefully that music is muddied up enough that we're not going to pick it up. Oh, I could go for some hot dogs. But this is Maple Leaf Square when the Leafs are in the playoffs, and it becomes Jurassic Park when it's the Raptors. All right, I'm going to mute it just for a second to break up the audio. Sorry guys, just have it muted for a moment. We're avoiding a copyright here. Sorry, that music is ultra annoying. Here's where people are queuing up to go to the tailgating party. And we are almost at York Street.
I was at that tailgate for game 3 of round 1. It was quite the experience. Especially when the Leafs won that game in the first place.
Nick says, shout out to the closest washroom before eating. Yeah. There's some indoors in the path. That'll definitely be decent.
They said to come at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when I talked to them. All right, ready?
Mobile passes required to enter. So this is York Street.
It's a kilometer away.
All right, we're going back into the music danger zone. 1 second. No in and out privileges, so you are stuck with the porta potties if you go in there all night. So this little stretch of Bremner has been renamed Raptors Way in honor of their championship. The Sky Dome has its lid open.
Yeah. They've opened the roof recently.
I think are the Jays playing tonight?
I think so because I
Are
was
the
on
Blue
the
Jays
subway.
playing tonight?
I was on the subway. I saw a lot of Blue Jays fans, so I'm assuming that's that tonight. Go to the Dome.
The Toronto Blue Jays are hosting the Detroit Tigers tonight at the Sky Dome right over there. The building that has an incorrect name written on it. Carl Roth says, shout out to anybody who brings an extra roll of toilet paper with them in their backpacks for the pre-party. Imagine how sadistic it would be if security was like, nope, can't have that here. That would just be cruel. Oh, but what a nice breeze. Nick confirms Jays versus Tigers tonight. Claudia says, I thought Johnny said he did pull-ups or monkey bars at a park. I guess I did on a stream several months ago. We are in the South Core on a Friday late afternoon, early evening. But we're just going to beeline straight to the waterfront. I guess we could go to Harborfront again, even though I was just there on the stream. Tested was at the grand opening of the Sky Dome, the one hosted by Alan Thicke, or their first series. I was at, I think, the second or third game ever there. The first game where it rained and they had to close the lid. And there was a leak and a bunch of people had to leave their section. Howard Charco says cooler by the lake.
Yeah, I hope we get a little bit of breeze.
Yeah, hopefully. As we look north up York Street, Raptors Way closed event days. Resident guest access only. Yeah, there's a few hotels there and some condos. I guess you'd have to show proof that you're there if you want access. There's someone U-turning their way out of there, probably an Uber. Roy asks, what's the temperature? 24. It said 27 at the start of the stream. Tested has the ticket stub. Awesome. My dad was at the first ever J game at Exhibition Stadium when it was snowing. I'm not sure what happened to that ticket stub.
Interesting.
Chris says the best J games are with the dome open. I would agree. As a fan, when the lid is closed, it's just kind of a big cavern. When it's like a playoff game and it's sold out, it's awesome. But if it's not, at least at 30K, it's not the best experience with the roof closed. Cam says, what's for dinner? I don't know. But we're about to pass through Love Park. What do you guys want to see? Harbor Square Park or the Harbor Front Center? We're gonna have to make a decision.
Yeah,
We went to the Harbor Front Center last week in a live stream, or earlier this week actually.
It doesn't really matter to me, as long as I'm still in this area. Because I am meeting
Carl
someone,
Roth?
so
Who are you meeting?
I'm meeting my cousin. He's already on his way down here, but he's a little bit far. So we're going inside the arena together and watch the game.
Carl Roth remembers the game. They had people in parachutes coming in and it was pouring rain. Well, they did that during that weird opening ceremony that Alan Thicke hosted. Alicia used to work full-time at the Skydome for a few years. Do I like to go fishing? John Amir says, I make the big decision. Trish says, Harborfront. All right, Claudia.
No, don't fall asleep, Alicia. Your friend just made an appearance on Mr. Strides.
Bruce says, hello, Johnny and chat. Hope you all have a great long weekend. Go Leafs from your friend in the Hammer. Thank you, Bruce.
Nice.
Go Leafs. Hopefully the inevitable doesn't happen tonight and they get eliminated. It'll be a long season or a long off season. Hey, look, that parking garage is like fully demolished. That really opens up that part of the waterfront with Water Club in the background.
Wow, look at that. Damn.
Mike T says a Chevy Bolt just drove by.
Okay, on the other side.
And look at that. The stream just cracked 500 concurrent viewers. Thank you so much, guys.
Nice. 500 viewers are watching a special guest around the world. We are at Love Park. Opened up 2 years ago.
There's an Impact Kitchen over there. That's making me think what I want for dinner. Lisa says that's how demolition works. There is perhaps the most perfectly picked out tree for that spot. Yeah, Bob, hopefully they've got a fire lit under their arses tonight.
Alicia, you didn't even sleep the whole night? Okay, I know I'm just teasing, but if you want to get some rest, definitely get some rest. I know it's nighttime over there now. I mean mornings. Excuse me. I just had a brain fart in front of 500 people watching.
Well, music, you've been here, neat. So
I feel something that's like.
I think I've made a decision. We're gonna go to Harbor Square Park. We just went to Harborfront.
I think it's still fitting we go there anyway because, you know, it's a long weekend. Everybody's enjoying themselves and the water. And I've always loved coming here too on a day like this, so I think it's appropriate.
All right, Catherine, have a good night. P Ward says it has to be Harborfront on such a sunny day. Well, we went to Harborfront on the last really sunny day, and there's going to be plenty more of where that came from moving forward. We've got...
He was literally blocking the crosswalk. Kind of. He doesn't even give a shit, this guy. But he's still pulling at it.
He's got a point. There's so much of that going on. Just drivers going wherever they want. I don't blame that guy.
Yeah, me either. Because he was literally hitting the car.
There's the famous beaver tails. There's the view I've featured in a number of thumbnails before. Keyboard says, hi everyone in sunny Toronto.
Okay, Alicia, maybe I'll send you like 2 coffees from Tim Hortons, preferably the iced coffee, if that's okay with you. Or you can also, or maybe if you're in Bangkok, you can go to the Timmy's there. I remember when Johnny went there, or his recent visits.
Greetings, Teshography. Someone says we get so annoyed by bad drivers. It's just constant. There is zero enforcement. The police are too busy ticketing cyclists.
Yeah, but not the
It's
shitty
kind of
drivers.
ridiculous. Hey, someone out on a Sea-Doo. So this is Harbor Square Park West. We'll cross over to Harbor Square Park East in a moment. This will feel a little bit less busy and commercialized than Harborfront, but we'll still get a nice view of the lake. There's someone out on a Sea-Doo.
Wow, that sounds like a damn good time.
Thank you, Christopher Walken.
Never went. Wow. It's beautiful.
indeed, Sheena.
Wow, look at that. There's a plane coming to land at Bishop.
Sorry, it's harder tracking the plane than it looks, guys. Sorry about that. I'm zoomed in. I've got the gimbal to manage, and there's chat blocking the screen. Landing successful. People have returned from their journey.
And then here on the left is what I call the Death Star because that literally looks like one. Albeit it just opens up a little bit.
So we're gonna cross over to that side. Bob Bomb loves the live action shots. Doug C used to take a plane like that to Manhattan and back for 39 bucks. When was that? Was that plane called the Spruce Moose by any chance? But I'm testing my phone temperature. It seems to be holding up. I think those dudes were using an umbrella to block the sun. The island off in the background. There goes a ferry towards the islands. Private taxi. That one's probably just repositioning. Taxi says it was in the 80s. It was called the City Express. It used to go almost every weekend for 39 bucks. Yeah, that would have been about what, like 120 in today's dollars? It's still an awesome deal. Mike T, looking up the info. It looks like that plane that just landed was from Ottawa. So we're gonna head over towards the ferry terminal. Oliver says jet skis suck. They should be banned from the inner harbor. Well, if they're out of clearly marked swimming lanes, I can just shrug at that. I don't really have an opinion one way or the other.
These are all the galleries that I see. There's
John says that sounds about right. It used to fly into Newark. Well, good luck going to Newark now. That airport is pretty much a no-go zone. As we look over, things are a lot more peaceful here, so it'll be a lot quieter.
Yeah, it is.
As we look over to the island airport.
Sleeping goose. This guy here. Sleeping goose. Just chilling.
Greetings, Shirley Scott. Christopher Walker, or Walking. Well, thank you for tuning in. Have a good day in the Hammer.
There's a duck.
Duck, duck, goose.
Yeah, that's fitting.
Literally, duck, duck, goose.
I know. Wow.
So at New Year's, they hold the fireworks along the waterfront lately. And I looked into getting a room with a balcony at the Westin Hotel there that is facing the lake. And the damage for New Year's Eve was $817. So I decided not to do that, but I thought it might be neat to be able to stream around the streets and head up to the room for the countdown, where I'd hopefully have the benefit of fast Wi-Fi and a clear, unobstructed view of the fireworks. But for $800, no thanks. If it was half of that, I would strongly consider it.
Wow.
There's the Westin. I don't even see balcony rooms facing this way.
Me neither.
That was my big plan. I figured if I booked it this early, it might be a little cheaper, but they know what's up on New Year's. Rory says, great video quality, by the way. Thank you. Dimitri says, can I film 10 Queens Quay East? That will be right at Yonge and Queen. We'll probably make it over there. I'm redoing my plans for after this. I was gonna finish up in Roncesvalles, and I had a walk all charted going through Roncesvalles, including some of the residential streets, and then through Parkdale. And I was gonna take the 29 bus up to Line 2 and go home and then catch the Leafs, but since I decided to go south, I'll just have to make up a different walk. Alex will be watching the Leafs.
Yes, I will. Inside the arena. They're gonna show the game on the big screen.
Marcus says, go Leafs, go. Yeah, keep your expectations in check. Oh, I guess. No, that's a condo. I was going to say, those look like the... Actually, that might be part of the Westin. The Westin is huge, and there's a balcony.
There's a bridge there that connects.
And you know what?
Westin.
You can... I can guess that's the hotel because I think all the windows have the same treatment. They'll have the same white drapes. And it looks like a lot of the rooms are booked. So I'm guessing that is where I would have been. It wouldn't have been the best. Yeah, it would be a pretty clear shot to the fireworks. You'd also have to kind of cross your fingers and hope you don't get one of the lower rooms. Will I be anywhere near Jarvis in the next week? Possibly. Alicia Lewis. Thank you, Alicia Lewis. Thank you so much for the 99 cents. Good stuff. Thank you, Alicia. Naz says, bro, this quality is phenomenal. Thank you. That was one of my New Year's resolutions to take care of in 2025. Switch over to 4K 60 streaming. Just a reminder, do check the settings on your player and make sure you're watching it in full quality to get that. We'll probably stay at these settings for a while, and then once everyone else is streaming at 4K, I'll have to start trying to up the ante a little bit. It says, you met me on the street one day. Neat. And there is the Jack Layton Ferry Terminal. And how nice of them to build this covered waiting area. That queue can get quite busy. I'll get out to the islands. Ken went to the islands recently and he made a video just going to the islands on the ferry.
I'm looking to go back there soon. Hopefully later this month, if not next year.
John says you stayed at the Westin several times long ago when someone else paid for your rooms. Westins, most of them are kind of aging. I don't think there's too many new Westins. They're part of the Marriott Bonvoy group. But they have a reputation for being well kept. And they're kind of more reasonably priced, yet still proper 5 stars. I've heard mixed reviews about this one down on the waterfront. I've only attended corporate functions there. I haven't actually stayed there. And from the price of things, it looks like I won't be staying there on New Year's. Maybe I could find an Airbnb or something. But straight ahead is Scotiabank Arena, where the Leafs and the Panthers will be meeting. I am probably gonna go east here a little bit.
All right. Well, I'm gonna run off now to Scotiabank. So
good to see you.
Yeah, it was nice seeing you again, and hi and bye to all the viewers.
Good luck to the Leafs.
Yeah,
enjoy the game. Cheers.
Bye.
That was Alex. Hot dogs, all beef, $5.99.
Yes.
Divyesh says, I thought Ken would explore the islands, but he jumped straight back onto the ferry. The islands are big and they are sprawling. I've only done a few videos there before. One was actually a couple of videos with CJ Hoyle. I ran into CJ on a bike ride a few months back. He's doing well. Is that the 10 Queens Quay East building that you were mentioned earlier? Oh, and there's the future tallest building in the country going up. Like some kind of bluish bug just landed on my screen. Ooh, there's some food trucks here. Tempting. Oh, there's some rooms with balconies there that would have a pretty neat view. I wonder if those are the balconied rooms. It'd be awesome to get one in a corner. That idea is still sticking in my head. And this is where Captain John's used to be, if you guys remember that. Lisa wants to like a food truck, but you loathe not eating at a proper table. That's why I suggested they should have umbrellas up at the tables at Nathan Phillips Square. Having someone or somewhere a little more proper to sit just makes it a much better experience. Are those the water-facing balconies? It's pretty quiet over on this part of the waterfront.
Is it a business account or it's something
The old Toronto institution. I think this little stretch of waterfront's a bit of a missed opportunity. Think how nice it would be if there were just some cafes, places to get a snack. I think those guys are a bit drunk. Oh, there's a ferry going back. Lisa says this is your favorite stretch. Well, it's going to come to an end. There's the Portlands. I need to get back out to the Portlands and make some content there. Ginny just got hit with slow mode. I think everyone should be subject to slow mode. That just prevents people from spamming and filling up the chat. Lisa says the entire waterfront should be like this. I wouldn't disagree, but I kind of like some of the spots. HTO Park, Sugar Beach. There's Pinnacle 1 rising. Pretty awesome watching that thing go up. This whole area has transformed quite a bit over the years. Ooh, look at that. View unlocked. Honk. And we've made it to Queens Quay East. Oh, and it looks like a park is going in across the street. I want to get a look at that. Alex from Phuket Walk is here. Greetings, Alex. I was not aware of this. It's not a park. Queens Quay East Park in progress. Wow, this park will be under construction until 2030. It's kind of nuts. There's the Red Path Sugar Refinery. I wasn't even aware of this. How many meetings with the public will they have? Yeah, it's ridiculous. Just find someone who knows what they're doing, task them with designing and building the park, and be done with it. There's always going to be people complaining or wanting this or that. It's like when we have the public weighing in on transit projects that are designed and planned by transit experts. Just end the consultations at that point and build the damn thing, right? Well, I think I found something that I can kind of show off and highlight in a video I can record right now. There's a massive LCBO. Craigie says you'll be 41 in 2030. Yeah, I'll be 50 when this damn park opens. But you get a nice view. Rip the government and the warehouse. Sugar Wharf. So spring 2025 to 2029, the park in progress will be open for public use. And then they're gonna, so it's gonna be one of these like temporary situations. But you know what, folks? I think this is going to be all she wrote for the live stream. I'm going to head over to Sugar Beach and start recording a walk I just thought of. Maybe from there over to this new park, as my plans for a video through Roncesvalles and Parkdale were derailed by the fact that I didn't want to walk towards the sun on the live stream. But I want to thank everyone so much for tuning in. I want to thank our mods, Patreon supporters, channel members, and everyone else. And thanks to everyone who tuned in to last night's very experimental test run of a live stream. But the Leafs are on at 8, the Jays are on just after 7. So there's a lot of sports. Hopefully one of them wins. If both of them wins, I'll dance naked through the street. How about that? But yes, I had my fingers crossed. But thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again to the mods and everyone who sent support. There'll be a video premiering. That's the word I'm looking for. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And tomorrow night, I'm going to get myself a little bit hammered and enjoy the weekend. I'm not sure about a Sunday night stumble stream. That's all at the mercy of hangovers and how the Leafs are doing. But if there isn't one on Sunday, we'll do one on Monday. How about that? Anyways, thank you so much, guys. Yoink.